Now, you hear a lot about unrealistic beauty standards, but you don't hear nearly enough about the unrealistic personality standards that women have to live up to.
Bingo.
Every time you turn on the TV, you see women in films reacting stoically, controlling emotions, staying calm in high-pressure situations.
Doing math.
Giving men the false impression that this is somehow what they should be expecting from a woman's personality.
Whether that's Kristen Ritter not wanting to talk about her feelings in Jessica Jones, or Charlize Theron's short, concise, data-driven answers to questions in Mad Max, I don't think these filmmakers realize or care about the harm they are doing by asking women to live up to those unattainable, emotional, and storytelling ideals.
I had a friend come up to me recently complaining that his date took forever to get ready. They missed the previews. Then she started crying as if this is some abnormal event. I had to grab the guy and say, Dave, I don't know what you saw in Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, but this is what a woman looks like without having her personality airbrushed by Hollywood.
That's why I so much appreciate what they are doing on The View.
Yes.
Personality, positivity, showing what a real woman looks like completely unshackled from whether statistics or evidence even remotely lines up with the points they are making.
I want to also applaud the makers of The View for just putting their raw, undesirable personalities out there, flaws and all, so men can see a realistic depiction of what to expect from a woman.
Oh, man.
Before we start, just want to say thank you to everyone who supports us at patreon.com/theboyscast. The best way to support the podcast, and you get a bonus episode every single week. That is patreon.com/theboyscast.
$5 a month.
The boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.
The bros.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The homies.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Experience the BOYSCAST.
The boys cast.
The Boys Cast. It is America Day, as they call it.
Woo! Happy 4th of July,
Happy
everybody.
4th of July.
To those who celebrate.
To those, exactly, to those who celebrate
Who aren't mourning the death of America.
the death of America, and then who also aren't mourning Pride Month being over.
That's such a bummer.
You guys had they had a month. You're walking in. You're caked in semen right now.
Glitter and semen. The glitter is stuck to the semen and mix in, and then it dries.
Well, it's over. So take your
So you
walking.
get your one day.
You're walking funny. You walk funny over to the fridge, grab some Frankfurters,
Yeah.
make one, turn on the TV, watch Joey. As we speak, Joey Chestnut is just clinching another victory.
Oh, I know. He's set a world record probably at this point.
I walked. I was doing shows, and I was going through. I walked like through the parade for Pride, like sideways.
Sure. Okay. Oh, I just randomly found myself in the fucking parade. Right? As a protest, I walked in the opposite direction.
So I was actually doing some comedy.
And then I was like in a glory hole in this bathhouse.
I walked through
Crazy
Pride. I had to walk through,
coincidence.
and then I walked into the sex shop, and I accidentally sucked off a dude. It gets crazy, you know what I mean? But I was like, if I suck you off, can I get to my show?
Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to do comedy here. It's crazy world out there.
Yes, comedy. You heard of it? You heard of it? It actually is a crazy world out there. So this is what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
Walking through, but it was funny because it was 2 streets in a row. No, this is when I went. Me and Jared were biking around the city, right?
Where was it?
It's like 2 different streets that goes up and down, but they block them all, so many of them off, so you can't get a new. That's why I had to do it, because I was trying to get an Uber, but you can't because
Oh, you can't get an Uber.
no, because no Ubers can come there, right? Yeah, so we dropped off our bikes. Yeah, people are fucking running and
Yeah, they
gunning.
are.
And the cops, it's funny because there's tons of cops there, but they all hate it.
Well,
So
because
the cops,
they banned the gay cops, I thought that was or was that in Toronto? One of them banned.
No, they banned cops from in uniform being there off duty.
Yeah.
Or like having their float. This was the opposite. This was actual like cops working because the streets are,
Right,
trying to keep things in order.
Gotta keep the piss pool orderly.
But they actually weren't happy campers. The cops are like, okay, yes, keep it moving. Thank you. And I was like, so is that street? And they go, yeah. I was actually, why is this all blocked down? They go, because it's a fucking parade, all right? Like, these guys were not happy. And I saw one cop, 400 pounds easily.
I told you, man.
I know, that's what you told me.
They take anybody, man. You could be 4 feet tall, 400 pounds.
Dude, that's why I'm bringing it up, because you told me this. I've never seen a fatter guy.
It's crazy.
Yokozuna.
Does his uniform fit?
No, not great.
All right.
Not great. I've never seen a cop this fat. It was nuts.
Yeah. New York City, man. They just need bodies here.
Is that no one will be a cop? So they're just like,
I think it's real. Like, I don't think it's like super easy to be a cop. But like, Toronto, like the whole thing is like, it's impossible to be a cop.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, you got to know somebody. You got to take like 50
you
tests.
better have a turban on, buddy.
Yeah. But like to be a cop in Toronto, everybody's just like, man, that's like such a hard job. Like it's impossible to get in. Here, you're just like, you sign up and they go, you pass some tests.
$40K a year.
You're in, man. You're in.
This guy rolled on over to the Pride Parade. Okay, so I felt like this week there was one of the most eventful weeks going on right now.
Saying a lot.
Yes, there was. It's obviously there's a lot been going on always, but it did start to feel like all of this stuff was, more. So okay, so more Iran, more Palestine, more Trump. It was just like this was a little something for everyone. It was a crazy week. So first of all, Diddy, and we've been sort of. I mean, I'd say we probably. I've been arguing with a lot of people in my personal life that I've been saying, like, I don't think this is as much of a slam dunk as you think it is. And I've said that here. And especially the Cassie stuff, when they released the latest text messages, and it was just kind of, her being like, I paid for you to go get trained by this guy, and instead you just went over to his house and sucked him off. And he was like, can I at least not be paying for it? And then she's like, and then they're arguing back and forth, and you go, there's a lot of stuff that was painting the picture of like a toxic couple.
Yeah. And again, like I've said this many times on the podcast, I do not believe all women.
Exactly.
I'm suspicious of all women.
Or any of them.
And I'm suspicious of them. Just in general. So
I don't even believe them when they say they want me to stop punching them.
You ladies don't know what you want.
You don't know what you lie. You lie.
Hell you want.
No, you lying.
Lying. But so yeah, he got exonerated of the three most serious charges.
Yeah. So basically,
he just basically got charged with convicted of driving around some hookers.
Honest to God, they even said this. They go, it was the most expensive prostitution trial in history.
Yeah.
Because, okay, it's even crazier than that, kind of. Because, so, all of the racketeering stuff and all that stuff, first of all, the government doesn't lose those very often.
No, the RICO stuff is like they must have a crazy success rate on RICO.
Yes, so I think a little bit of what happened is they started getting this going in a little more Me Too era.
Sure.
And by the time it all gets some people are that's done a little bit.
Plus,
right?
he had like the best lawyers.
Well, they always have. These are you think that like Don Corleone doesn't have a good lawyer?
That's true. But yeah, they had that is true. Don Corleone did have a good lawyer. I don't think that's a real.
You think Tony Soprano doesn't have a good lawyer?
That's true. Hey man, Tony Soprano fucking kept his nose clean. He's just a businessman. Just working in waste management.
So right, so the racketeering, all this stuff they didn't hit him with. By the way, I'm talking to the Punisher as a manager right now. So I'm talking.
You should just tell the Punisher, you go, yo, just so you know, you have a 2-week window of anybody giving a shit about this.
Swear to God, as soon as this got announced, I was just like, that's a little bit less injuries.
I mean, it's just literally like the George Santos thing. Like I remember when we tried to get George Santos on, and then
he was like,
his manager was
I think it's over.
Yeah,
buddy.
he's like, he wants $5,000 to come on your podcast. I'm like, good on you, but you have a couple weeks to milk this thing, man.
Fuck up, George Santos.
Nobody gives a shit about this.
You think you're worth $5,000? Get the hell out of here.
Like, I hope you fucking have someone who's like really good at like putting on a very quick press tour.
That's why I said that he's coming to New York next week. Well,
There you go. Right now, get on a plane. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. First flight out of wherever the fuck you live, man.
The fact that he's innocent makes the Punisher makes it a little less interesting.
The whole thing, man, is just like, what we're you think the Punisher's just like in 4 months from now going on CNN? We're like, we got the Punisher here. Remember the Diddy thing?
And he's kind of like, here I tell you how to get my dick hard.
Yeah, my dick doesn't work at all, and I wrote a really bad book about it. It has 1 review on Amazon. It's by me. I wrote my own review and sold 7 copies.
Anyways, I want $7,000 for the appearance.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go. This is the classic strike while the iron's hot.
Well, the iron might be hot next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I've been talking to them because I told you Dante Nero knows him.
Oh, Dante Nero knows.
Well, he used to be like a male stripper, and he said he was sort of like. He sort of said to me that he was just like, yeah, I'm having the Punisher on, and I was like, well, he's coming around New York, so I was like, maybe he'll talk to me. And message the guy, and the guy goes, I know the Boyscast, and maybe he knows it. So I messaged the guy, and I was like, yeah, we're not like trying to make fun of him or anything. Like,
yeah, we just want to talk.
Yeah, because if he was like, I know the podcast, I was like, so you probably know that we did a couple episodes that weren't crazy favorable.
Yeah, didn't give a glowing review of the old book.
I think he doesn't care. He's just trying to move units, man.
Yeah.
He seems like a good sport about
You think
the
he
whole
sold
thing.
over 100 copies of the book?
Yes. Yeah. A hundo?
Yeah.
For sure. I think some of the boys would buy the Punisher book if we came on the cast.
I mean, the thing is, you have to be interested in this whole story, and your dick completely doesn't work.
No, that's true. Yeah, you're not going to. But I think a lot of guys have dick I guess not a lot of our guys on our podcast
No,
because
they
they
don't.
all, they're on hymns and stuff like that,
Of course,
right?
yeah. Well, that's the thing. You have to be like so far gone where that shit doesn't even work for you.
Yeah.
Like, the Punisher's whole deal is he's like.
Well, I'll tell you, this episode we're doing currently is probably not going to help us getting him.
Yeah, this whole thing right off the top.
I feel like I could.
Oh, here we go. In search
I got
of
to close this deal tonight, I think.
In Search of Freezer Meat, how it now has 38 global reviews. So I think it only had one left.
Book's on the move. Danny's trashing our future guest.
I'm not
trashing friend of the pod.
I would love for the Punisher to come on. Oh, no, he has lots of reviews now.
Thank you.
There we go.
Punisher's crushing it.
Yeah.
But the thing that was crazy to me was, and this was sort of in another argument with ChatGPT this morning, but there's three different people in my life that were just like, I've been arguing, and they make you feel like you're like, it's right now, if you're ever the person that's like, there's certain people where you have to just, you go, no, they're guilty, they're going to be locked up and throw away the key, there's no in between, like, or else,
Sure.
That's the mentality. And I was just like, I think you're calling it a little early on this one, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, it's like a lot of people talk about this shit, and you're like, you don't really know the details of this.
But the thing that, that's true. The thing that they did get him on, it feels like it's one of those kind of like the Martin Shkreli thing where they're just like, we got to give him something.
Yeah, a lot of this is a bit of a show trial.
It's a bit of a show trial. So they go, so the thing that they did get him on, it wasn't the prostitution of the dudes. It was prostitution of her. Because he flew her down to have sex with her while they were dating, by the way.
Which is crazy that it's become illegal to fly a girl out to fuck them.
But this is what I'm trying to figure out, right?
Yeah.
And you're correct. And I'm saying, I go, well, that law, wouldn't that, like any athlete that flies a girl down from Miami for sex, wouldn't that technically be this? And it goes, yes, but it's never applied that way. So there's a lot of these laws where they're just like, if we can't get you on something else, we have this law that technically everyone's guilty of.
Right. And I guess what you need is the woman to complain, but then you probably set up some scenario where like all these women who are probably like fucking basketball players and their whole deal is they're like, I want to extort him some time.
Right. But the way that they say this, it has to be like a pattern and all this stuff. So it's like it's basically.
Yeah, that's every basketball player, a pattern of flying chicks out to fuck them on the road.
Yeah. New York, you're correct.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the cops, how it's applied is when we want to arrest someone for something else, we throw this one into the mix.
Right. Yeah.
Is what it probably actually seems to settle down. But you are correct. I go, so isn't that a thing that like, dude, I've flown a girl before.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you go, so am I guilty?
I'm
and
a
it's
fucking
like,
pimp, yo.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you technically are.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just like, you're guilty.
Didn't love it, by the way.
No.
The girl, you're there for 48 hours. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll date tomorrow, huh? You don't have anything to do?
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm entertaining you this whole time.
I didn't make a pattern to that, man.
No.
It wasn't really for me.
You do it just to be like, yeah, I did it. It was fine.
Yeah, exactly. But that whole game of, it's just obviously expensive, but that whole game of being that guy where you're just like flying in a bunch of different girls, you're just like, there's enough girls in whatever city you live in.
Absolutely.
For starters.
Absolutely. There was a novelty to it.
There's a novelty to
certainly.
it. But the other part that's like, yeah, they're there for 48 hours or whatever, and you're just like,
yeah,
on your fucking dick.
Yeah, you go like, what? So
bang again, I guess.
Yeah. Like baseball.
We go day drink. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, we just go on a sober date. You go, no, that's not going to work for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd hate that.
No. Drunk the entire time.
Yeah, well, I'd hate that. So no.
Oh, you want me to take you shopping? Huh?
Want to go to the museum? No, I'd hate that.
Yeah, this all sounds like
You're shopping. You go.
Oh no.
When I was the Toronto Raptors took me shopping.
DeMar DeRozan took me shopping.
Yeah, exactly. Vince Carter took me shopping. When he took me out, you go,
fucking broke ass loser.
Yeah.
All right, this isn't that.
Hey, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but so I mean,
so that's all of a RICO trial, and yeah, it's essentially. The interesting part, it also and this is the last thing I'll say, is for the boyfriend, it kind of like low-key says that that one of the things he's innocent on is that, or not guilty, however you want to slice it, is that she was forced to do any of this stuff.
Yeah, she was not forced to do any of this stuff.
The jurors were basically like, nah, she's a willing participant, except for he paid for stuff.
Yeah, he just like, which is,
And she
again,
banged
this
him
just
in
seems
some
like
sort of a
there's-
transactional way.
which is...
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna fucking start criminalizing dudes who fucking bang chicks in transactional fashion.
$3 billion. Yeah, just lock up the
Oh,
whole
Your
world.
Honor, my client purchased this woman a dinner and a YSL bag in exchange for sex. Who is the victim here?
Exactly. So, and yeah, it just, it's one of those things where they can just throw out, but like everyone's technically guilty of.
Yeah, so it says here, by the way.
So it's pretty landmark trial to like beat a RICO,
2018 to 2022 on RICO convictions. 1,714 persons were investigated in RICO matters. 1,214 prosecuted. 1,357 convicted. And 1,224 sentenced, which I don't understand how you convicted could be higher than prosecuted. Either way, they have a very high percentage.
Well, that means some of them probably made deals.
Oh, I guess, yeah. But anyways, they have really high percentage of winning those. So Diddy slipped one here.
Yeah.
Sneaky baby oil Diddy.
Yeah, or they got a little greedy. I mean, this is what it said. I think some people were saying they got a little greedy because they're trying to say they were kind of. I think there was another part of it too where maybe they thought they were going to find more things once they started getting into it. They were going to find him like doing some more Suge Knight, like killing people stuff, like
murder,
a few more smoking guns of murders and a few more smoking guns of like prostitutes he was hanging off the balcony on, and they found some tape and some confessions, and I think they just didn't find as much as they were going to. Maybe
a weird sex guy.
Yeah, you just have weird ass fucking. It's just mostly the stuff we've been making fun of, which to some degree, a lot of people have been like, this is actually. I've been doing all these jokes about it, and people are just like, this is not like a laughing matter. He's like a sexual assaulting people, and I was like, yeah, it does feel like kind of a laughing matter to me. Yeah. And I was correct. It is a laughing matter.
It is a laughing matter. Sorry, New York Post. It is in fact a laughing matter.
So okay, because it's July 4th, I wanted to go through certain, people, because there's a lot of America hate and a lot of America love, and go through some of that. So to start out, Rebecca Lobo. She's actually you sent this clip up.
Former WNBA star from when people really didn't care.
Yeah, people.
This is when people really didn't. This is when it was like, what? There's a WNBA?
Well, she almost pissed off their one fan.
So they disagree with you. They do, and I disagree with them, and that's fine. That's what makes America great, right, Pantmore?
Oof. Awkward.
I should rephrase that. But yeah, I did think
opinion are perfectly
yes,
fine.
that's a better way to say it. Sorry about that.
Big yikes, Lobo.
Big yikes.
Definitely not in the WNBA is not the place to say that.
That's so fucking hilarious that it was just like a fucking. You could hear a pin drop.
I know. She goes, that's what makes our country great.
And it just goes.
He goes, that sounds a little too close to a fascist slogan, Lobo.
Yeah. So the one fan was not a happy camper.
No. I mean, the WNBA is such a mess.
Dude, it's 100% just like a
one player
organization.
I mean,
too.
yeah, it's literally there's one player and then there's
two.
Who's the second one?
Angel Reese.
Yeah, but I'm saying the one that sells tickets is like Caitlin Clark, and then it's really.
I'm gonna do my
big drop off.
I'm doing my citizenship test this year, so then
You know how many questions you're gonna have to answer about the WNBA?
All of them.
A lot.
Yeah, I think that's.
Who was the leading scorer in 2017 in the WNBA?
It is so hilarious though that if you want to be in the WNBA, if you want to be involved in any sort of way, you have to be like, what do you think of America? It fucking sucks.
Sucks.
It's actually what's a better country? You go fucking all of them.
Who's the best player in the league? A black one.
Yeah, a black one for sure. The other white one stinks and she's a bitch.
Fucking hater.
Our hot dog's good. No, they're gross.
Yeah.
What's the best race? All the other ones but white.
White worst.
White's the worst.
All of them
obviously.
are
I don't know.
pretty
All the
good.
other ones are fucking great. White stink. See, they love listening to that speech in the newsroom, which I always thought was the corniest show. That one goes viral every once in a while where they go, "Oh, America's the best country in the world because it's 45th in literacy, 85th in library books, 95th in cracks in the sidewalk."
Most potholes per capita.
845th in the smoggy forests. 485th in
dude, when
wobbly chairs at the schools.
Dude, when Obama was in office, though, that fucking was hitting hard.
That video hit so hard.
Oh man, that was making
that video never hit hard for me, and I wasn't even not even because I was just being too contrarian hipster or something.
Sure,
it was more just it was just so obvious to me when they go, America's the best in all these things. It's actually the worst in all these things. And I was like, yeah, except the things that matter. You go, it's like,
you're like, they have to be number one in everything.
No, but to me, it felt like this. It always felt like this. If they go, what's the best company? And then you go, I don't know. Someone said Amazon, and you go, oh yeah, Amazon's bakery's the best. Then Amazon's the best? Then why does Tim's Muffin Shop have higher employee
satisfaction?
Higher employee satisfaction, more days off, higher literacy of their employees.
Sure.
The employees' kids have a better time. They've reported having more fun at the company picnic. You're just
they have kind bars in the break room.
Yeah, and you go, I think I would have measured the best company on biggest cultural impact of the economy.
Again. It's
you go best country, you go economy, military strength, cultural influence.
For me, there's only really one question, and it's if you got rid of borders and you go, where would the most people go overnight?
Yeah,
America, no question. If you just got rid of borders and you go free for all, where are most people going?
Yeah,
America.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah, and you go, why is that? You go, well, for one, it has the most upward mobility.
Yeah, for sure. It has lots of shit. It has fucking Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, so
you, for some reason, can't even get in Canada.
I know.
It's crazy. Last time I was there, I was looking for a Diet Dr. P. It just doesn't exist there.
Is that true? Because I used to get Diet Dr. P. You just maybe don't know a guy.
Dude, I was going all over, man. I don't think I ever had a Diet Dr. Pepper in Canada.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah,
and then I remember when I've been in Canada 3 times in the last 2 months, and every time I've tried to find one. Impossible.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they're around, they're at one of those specialty shops where they go, it's like a sodas of the world shop.
See, Diet Dr. Pepper is the best, but it's also, it's not my most regular. So I actually like it better than Diet Coke. Mm-hmm. However, I drink more Diet Coke, if that makes sense to you.
Well, it's not. I
would say for every 3 Diet Cokes, I go for 1 Diet Dr. Pepper. But when I have that Diet Dr. Pepper, I like it better, but I don't like to have it every time.
If it's available, it's the one I get. But a lot of times it's not available.
Yeah, but if it's available a lot these days, so
it rips.
But either way, that is. I always thought too. It was just because right now there's been obviously leading up to July 4th, you get the American hate, and as the immigrants, obviously it is. I think that a lot of people think that it's more hated by immigrants and stuff than it is a lot of times, especially if you have Mexican immigrants. It always kind of struck me as funny when they would be like, if ICE comes, you guys are fucked. It just assumes that everyone's here is illegal.
Yeah.
It's almost it is. There's a little bit of I guess the racism too on the other way where you're just did you just assume that I'm an illegal immigrant? You go, you'll be fucked. I'm trying to stop them from getting you. And you're like, no, I'm here.
I'm here, man.
Most people that are here.
Dude, if ICE fucking rolled up on us, we would get fist bumps by the end. We'd be getting pictures with them and shit. I'd have my fucking Alligator Alcatraz merch on.
Yeah, it's kind of what it also reminds me of when they always say the cops thing. They're just it's like going up to black people and you're like, obviously I'm trying to get the cops from, stopping you from doing your thing. And you're like, what? And you go, well, obviously if the cops are cracking down on crime, you're fucked. And you go, I'm not doing that much crime.
I don't do any crime.
You go, okay, yeah. Hear that, everybody? He's not doing any crime. So we don't need any cops here.
No cops, no crime.
Cops, stay away from his area. Whatever he's doing over there is none of your business.
None of your business.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Yeah, I got you, buddy. I'll hide you in my attic.
He's like, I'm actually, I work at a bank. And you're like, you hear that, everybody? That's right. He works at a bank. He is not a criminal.
But between us, you're skimming a little off the top.
Obviously, actually, hey, and none of my business. You've been through a lot.
Yeah, been through. Your people have been through.
You've been so if you're stealing from your bank, that is not my business. If anything, I don't even consider it stealing. So you hear that? He deserves that money. He goes,
reparations.
It's reparations. The guy goes, I'm not stealing. You go,
exactly. Yeah.
He's not stealing. He deserves that money.
I mean, again, people watch the news wherever they live, and a lot of news is just like, yeah, America's this hellhole, and you go, pretty sick.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty sick here.
Well, they also, I had another really funny one where there was this Indian article, and it goes, in the Economic Times, it goes, passport privilege. And it goes, Indians, Americans get to stay in 5-star hotels where, okay, I'll just explain what happened instead of reading their headline.
Okay.
Basically, if you go to a layover somewhere and the plane gets canceled, for example, the Americans can go, stay at a hotel and, hang out in the city for 5 hours, where if you're Indian, you can't just go into the city. So you have to stay in the airport, right?
Why is that?
Because you don't have a passport to go there.
Oh, because you don't have a visa. Yeah.
If you're an American, you can just go to different places.
Sure.
And if you're Indian, you can't just come to Canada. You have to get a visa.
Yeah, you have to get a visa. Yeah.
And they're like, and it's because of racism and passport privilege. And you're like, no, the reason is because Americans aren't, they don't have a high percentage of going to Sweden and staying there.
Sure, yeah.
They're a low risk for staying there.
Yeah. They're just they don't have a concern that you're going to be in Islamabad and then you're just going to sneak out from your fucking layover.
Suckers, I live in Turkey now.
Yeah, exactly. Losers.
Yeah, there's an easier way to get to Turkey.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, this is
fucking
done.
Sucker. Yeah, I live in Afghanistan now. Right. So in other countries, yeah, they think that with the Indian passport, the reason for that is and again, you go, a passport privilege, and you're like, so you're saying it is better to be American?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, there's Trump has his travel ban thing again. There's all these countries you can't even come to America anymore.
Really?
There's 12 countries, and then there's I think another 9 or something where there's they have limitations on them, but there's 12 countries in the world straight up. If that's your passport, you're just not welcome in America.
Can you tell me about the alligators?
The Alligator Alcatraz? They basically just it's in Florida.
Alligator Alcatraz.
It's in Florida, and they basically just made a prison. They did it Chinese style, where they put it up in 4 days or something. They basically.
Oh, is that what Chinese style is?
Yeah, where they build a hospital in a week.
Just real shoddy work.
No, they're not even shoddy. That's the worst part, is that they're not shoddy. And then you just go what are we doing here? China's just we need a fucking hospital. And they go, all right, it'll be up in a week.
Oh, yeah. In New York, you try telling Modami that you...
He'll go, I'll see you in 10 years, pal.
See you in 15 fucking years, yeah.
I think they just, they're detaining more people, and they just need... I think it's an immigration detention. And they just built it, and it's literally has alligators all around it. It's on a moat, essentially.
I mean, that would make a pretty good movie.
Sure.
Escape
from Alligator Alcatraz.
It's so funny.
I'm surprised there hasn't been some...
Well, they're basically saying the alligators are unpaid guards.
I mean, they did the same thing.
Optically, if you're trying to get liberals fired up, it's a pretty good way to get them fired up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The first,
if you're trying
the first report of a fucking alligator just eating some fucking 60-year-old
Mexican lady
grandmother.
Yeah, if you're trying to get 25-year-old girls in a tizzy, you're doing a pretty good job.
Oh yeah, they're not going to be loving alligators.
And by the way, they're getting it from every angle, because all the environmental people are just oh, this alligator prison, it's bad for the environment because you're tearing down special.
Sure, and it's they're not used to eating Mexicans; they're used to eating Americans, and that's a totally different diet. It's
every angle of this. There's well, what about the alligators? How do we know the alligators are going to be partisan? Are the alligators Trump alligators? Or
we don't like alligators. They're there. We tolerate them. It's we don't like them, though.
Well, what's the thing you just told me about Candace Owens?
This is the greatest thing. This is the greatest. She's literally going fucking nuts.
I support her.
I support her. She's going bonkos. But she just posted this thing, I think yesterday or maybe 2 days ago. Basically, she's she had this hot scoop where she was talking to Donald Trump, which is real vibes. I was talking to my girlfriend in Canada kind of thing, my fake girlfriend in Canada. She's I was talking to Donald. was talking to Donald Trump on the phone, and it turns.
What do you think happened? You don't think she talked to him?
I think this whole thing is completely made up.
Oh, you think she made it up?
This whole thing, dude. She basically said that they had a deal in place to end the Ukraine-Russia war, and Macron had to like sign off on it essentially, and like it was like something to do with France, and then essentially Macron, who's like the prime minister of France, he basically said that he won't end the war in Ukraine until Candace Owens stops talking about his wife.
That's fair.
Yeah, totally reasonable thing. Yeah.
And Netanyahu said he's not going to end the war until I stop calling his wife fat.
Trump called you up. He goes, Ryan, you got to stop talking about the wife.
What's the Iran guy's name again?
The Ayatollah.
The Ayatollah. Yeah, I said because I kept saying the Ayatollah's wife's tits are saggy.
Yeah. Didn't like that. I guess the war continues until we stop talking about it.
That is hilarious, though. I mean, I know you're saying it's not true, but if there's a 1% chance it was true, that the Macron's like, yeah, I'm down to fucking close this thing up if you stop saying my wife has a fucking hog.
Yeah, literally stop calling my wife a man. And then we'll end the war in Ukraine. And Candace is just like, sorry, can't.
Why does Macron have the ability to end the war in Ukraine?
I don't know. Like, I don't even understand it. This is just what she said, essentially, where like they had some deal in place that required France. And then, but the main problem with the whole plan was that it requires Candace Owens to stop talking about Bridget Macron. and she's like, can't do it, obviously.
Boys, AG Mother Effin' One is the first thing that I drink every single morning. It tastes great. Even if I'm out of town, I bring the new and improved travel packets with me. You notice your health is better when you have that as part of your routine. We're talking vitamins and minerals, pre and probiotics.
Tastes good.
Tastes great.
Tastes great.
Superfoods. They keep making improvements to the formula. By the way, one scoop contains 75 plus vitamins, minerals, pre-probiotics, superfoods, whole body health support, supports energy, improves digestion, gut health, fills nutrient gaps in your diet, supports immune health. It is the first thing that I do every single morning, and I find that doing AG1 is much, much more convenient and much, much more tasty and much more easy to not forget than any other multivitamin. So I find it easy to stay in this routine. It makes you feel healthier, more energy, gut health, and support. Most habits are hard to maintain. AG1 is not. It takes 30 seconds every day. So start giving your body the nutrients it deserves. Just go to our link, drinkag1.com/boyscast. Subscribe for less than $3 a day. That is drinkag1.com/boyscast. If you use our link, you're going to get a free welcome kit with a shaker bottle, 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. That is drinkag1.com/boyscast. Fellas, summer is here. More sun, more light, more time to do the things that make summer special. And also, the number one thing you don't want to be doing all summer, spending time and hours cooking outside. That's where Factor comes in. Factor has chef-crafted, a dietitian approved, and meals that are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. Oh, yeah, is right.
Oh, and man, the cleanup is quick, which
Cleanup
is what
is
I love. Dude.
Wham, bam.
There is no cleanup.
Thank you,
What am I saying?
Factor, man.
Because I'm not a fancy pants like Ryan, where I need to plate it up.
I take the meals, I put them on a plate. It's no big deal.
Some
I'm not better.
Some foams.
I'm not better or worse than you. This is how I do it.
Right.
I like to have the plate. Factor meals arrive fresh, ready to eat, perfect for any lifestyle. 45 weekly meal options. You can just have them picked for you. You can just kind of pick the general area and they pick them all for you. Or you can get involved. You want steak, you want, whatever it is.
Yeah.
45 weekly menu options. You can pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains and goals. Choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, keto, and more. So enjoy your summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. So if you want to get started at factormeals.com/boyscast50 off, use the promo code boyscast50 off. You're going to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That is boyscast50 off at factormeals.com/boyscast50 off. BOYSCAST 50 OFF for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/boyscast50 off. There's been a lot of people that are unhappy with the West period in the last little bit.
West is the best.
Bob Vila. Bob Vila.
Bob Villain.
Is Bob Villain based on Bob Vila? Is he like a big handyman fan?
Oh yeah, he's a big handyman guy. Yeah. Loves it.
I'll tell you what, Bob Villain is a good name.
Yeah, it is a good name.
Bob Villain's a good name. I don't like Bob Villain. I like Kneecap though. I thought Kneecap was sick. Of the like Palestine
I've never
bands that are getting popular for being pro-Palestine.
I haven't listened to. I saw some of Bob Villain. I go,
Bob Villain stinks.
This literally is just like
Rage ripoff.
Yeah, low.
But it's worse than that. It's like a Rage ripoff, kind of mixed with like it's got this like corny sort of. In my opinion, like low rent, like punk done by people that aren't into punk almost.
Sure.
Like whenever you see let's say like a Miley Cyrus type person that like does like a punk influence song.
Yeah.
It kind of had that.
It's like not authentic.
Yeah, boy, it's like a specific sound. It's almost like they try to like, in my opinion, it's like an electronic-y sort of weird like pop punk mix. And then they kind of mix that with like a Rage. To me, I just listen. By the way, I'm sure some people like it. I heard it. I'm just saying musically, I thought when all these controversies were happening of the bands that were like against Israel, they were getting popular. I listened to Bob Villain songs and I was like, this stinks. I listened to Kneecap and I was like, this is sick.
Oh, Kneecap is good. I've never listened to that.
Dude, I thought Kneecap was fucking sick.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're coming to New York, I think, too.
No, they're not. What are you talking about?
They didn't get their... They have dates planned still.
They didn't get their visas revoked?
No, only Villain.
I thought Kneecap did have their
Chilling
visas.
like a villain.
I thought, dude, one of the guys in Kneecap is facing like terrorism charges in the UK.
Well, Kneecaps, they got their own problems, but I think the guy still... as of now, the guy still has a show here.
Oh, okay.
But, you know... So it is funny to me a little bit because, you know, I guess Bob Villain, his big he did Glastonbury, and then it was like, you want your country back? No, you can't have that.
Sure.
And I think there is a lot of people that,
which is weird because he's not like indigenous. Like he's like, that would make sense if there was like some native Canadian group that was doing that, and you go, okay, that like makes sense. But you're like, you're not. Like, I think the whites are indigenous.
I think this was just kind of like 17-year-old, like, fuck you, mom, mumbo jumbo a little bit. Like, you're just like, which, you know, I don't mind some of that mumbo jumbo. Fat Mike's Don't Call Me White, I liked. Sure. He's Mexican, I guess.
Yeah.
You right? Don't call me white. Don't call me white. And then now, quick kill it. Whoa, yeah, oh yeah, kill all the white men. Yeah, to me, this just felt like a little bit of, I don't know how tapped in that guy. Yeah. It was just like fucking 16-year-old, like, fuck you, mom. Like, yeah, like fucking fuck whites, you know?
Sure.
But I think the thing is, he was doing a little bit of just a like, the native British people, the West are bad, like, anyone who's ethnic is amazing, right?
Yeah.
But then he started saying Jews are bad.
Well, he didn't say
I think
Jews are bad.
He said Israel's bad.
Death
so
to the IDF.
Yeah, so I think he started getting people on his side who would have normally hated him.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know why you can't criticize why a country will ban you for criticizing a different country's military.
Like, why did America ban him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have conclusions on that, understandably. But I'm like, that seems pretty unprecedented. That you're like, it's not like he was like "fuck America" kind of thing.
Sorry, I should have said like underneath this all. Obviously, I'm like, I guess I'm starting from the assumption that we both assume this is gay, that they took his visa away.
They took his visa away.
I felt the need. I didn't even feel the need to like.
No, but I'm saying that's correct. Like, because they already, they're doing this thing where they're like, they took away the narco corridos. In Mexico has those narco corridos bands where they're essentially like they glorify like the narcos.
Some of those guys are cool too.
Yeah, and it's like this genre of music where then they had a show in like Tijuana or somewhere in Mexico, and they had like slides of like narcos like El Chapo, and then someone at the State Department saw this and they just go, we're revoking their visas.
Yeah,
and you go, that's kind of a lot. And they're like, well, those narcos have like, those El Chapo has caused so much death or whatever.
Listen, I don't like it. That being said, I mean, we have, how many friends do we have that have visas revoked for a lot?
Yeah. I mean, look, any sovereign nation is allowed to do whatever the fuck they want in this. If they want to say we're not allowing a single person in the country, that is their right.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. But
I guess they also, they were just like, they were saying certain countries can't get visas. Like, they're all,
exactly.
At the end of the day, they're always making some choices. But you're right. This is like, these are political moves where you're just like, we're making a big statement.
And you're making them more popular.
But you're just saying they can't come here.
But they can't come here. But they're like, yeah, exactly. They're like, obviously, they can't sell tickets to the United States now. But globally, no question, they're more popular.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. You're like, the real Streisand effect going on here.
I think there's a Streisand effect with, like, go look at the top podcasters right now and you go, who's what, there's definitely no shortage of people that are getting popular like that same way.
Yeah. Yeah, we hate Israel and the Jews on here. They must fall. Synagogue of Satan, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's no shortage of that. But yeah, there isn't really, like, it is a move that the America's making where you're just like, you're making them more popular, and then on top of that, you're not gaining a lot of support for your movement. I guess what the only thought on their end is to be like, yeah, but then the next band's going to want to tour in America, and they're going to be hesitant to say that stuff, and you go, maybe, or maybe there's going to be the opposite, where they're just like, seem like a good strategy.
I mean, it will probably, I mean, I think that would have the effect of some bands being like, yeah, we do have a whole American fucking tour planned.
Yeah.
Like, probably don't say these things. So it's essentially like America's like this, supposed to be this free speech, like, bastion. And then they're like, literally, they're like limiting speech outside of America.
Yeah.
As a kind of knock-on effect of it. So
as far as the actual song, there is something just a little cucked as a white dude of just like listening to music that's just like, yeah, I'm the fucking worst.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you just like, it is just like a kind of like underneath it all, like a bit of like a bitch move.
Dude, I mean,
it's kind of like male feminist.
Liberal whites love self-flagellation, though.
But doesn't it? Don't you feel like sort of like just like a cuck or something?
I would. Yeah, I would, because I'm not a fucking bitch.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, some people are just like, whites are the worst.
And
like, yeah, whites are the worst.
Yeah, we're the fucking, we stink, man. Yeah, we're getting replaced, fucking sick. Like, it just feels like, it does remind, I think the male feminist thing's a little more where you're just like, I think there is a certain type of, like a certain type of dude where you're like, you are either going to be like, subservient to like the class of men that were in charge, or you can be subservient to the class of women that are in charge, but either way you're going to be a bitch in society. So you might as well be the bitch to the girls.
Like, that type of guy is the type of guy who you're like at the festival and it's like been raining a bit, and there's like a puddle, and then there's like a black guy walking by and you go, oh, I don't want you to step in the puddle, and you lay in the puddle down, so they can step over you.
There is nothing cringier than just
oh my God,
over the top, like performative white, like apologeticness.
The worst. I mean,
it's about as gay as it gets.
Yeah, and we're like a decade plus into this. Like, this isn't new. Like, it's not like you're like, oh, I'm like fucking the frontier of this shit. You're like, this has been done over and over again. This is embarrassing.
Yeah,
this is more embarrassing.
Kissing the shoes and everything like
kissing
that.
Kissing the shoes and stuff.
That's why it is. There's something. I think there is also something about like when people are like 14, they're not even really listening to the lyrics that much. You know what I mean?
No.
You're just kind of like, oh, this song's kind of cool.
Yeah, like the energy of it. And
like, if I was 14 and I was like, that Kneecap band came out,
yeah,
I would probably be like, this is sick. And then if you were just like, oh, but it's about do you know like the Middle East? I'd be like, not really. And they go, well, there's two countries in the Middle East, and you go, and one of them they're trying to they don't like, and I go, okay. Like, I mean, to be honest, like, when Rage Against the Machine was talking about like all the Mexican shit, I was just like, okay, I don't know, the conquistadors and whatever. Sure. You go, the gorilla,
you were like, didn't make you really anti-America.
I don't know what the fuck they were talking about, really.
Yeah,
he's 12.
Good melodies.
I was like, I like the beats.
Yeah, you like the beats and the melodies.
He plays with a screw. He's playing the guitar with a penny. Like, then you're just like, that he's take the power back. I go, yeah, I want to take the power back from my parents that grounded me.
Yeah, they took my power drill away, and I can't play my guitar anymore.
I want to take my power back. Yeah, but they unplugged my amplifier. They told me I can't go to the skate park tomorrow. I also want to take the power back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine that like too many fucking 13-year-olds give two shit about these like lyrics.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know what it's like if
maybe it's more trendy
vibe,
with girls.
Yeah, for sure with girls.
Because they're right. If there is probably like 15, 16-year-old white girls that do love like, we're fucking shit.
Of course.
My dad specifically, yeah, they're gonna fucking take the country and we're gonna get replaced.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
So embarrassment as white. whites.
Ah,
It's like, you're white. I know.
you think that I'm not happy about it? Yes, I know. I'm making up for it, apologizing nonstop. My brother's I want my boyfriend to lie to. I can't. There has to be like girls that have like boyfriends like that where they're just like constantly like apologizing. Then that must be a little bit like a turn off for girls.
Yeah,
those be like a guy cucking himself like that.
I mean, those guys are kind of that's a temporary thing. I imagine most of the time where they're just there to smash and then they go, "This is too much."
Yeah,
it's like, you're pathetic.
You're fucking pathetic.
I mean, it's probably fun for a little bit, and then you go, "This is just your whole thing, huh?"
I saw a couple the other day, just like some comic friends that were posting like things, just like it's been going on forever, but just being like, I just want to say that I'm embarrassed of this country and this president and blah blah. And you're just like, hope she sees it, bro. Like, you're just like fucking so shut up. Okay,
that's I mean, you can not like.
I'm pretty at a point in the last like month where anyone being too serious about anything is just like grating on me.
Sure.
It feels like we're at the like weirdly in terms of where culture's at. It feels like it's weirdly at the end of like another era where everything that could be said has been said about most of the things we're talking about. Oh
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So when that happens, you're kind of like, you know, and I try to always do my comedy like that. I had some people, a lot of people message me or say like the comedy I've been kind of doing recently being like, you know, it's kind of in some ways like cathartic to see someone that's like, oh, I'm finally like watching something that someone's just like not like firmly partisan on a side. You're just kind of like doing a more meta-analysis.
Yeah.
But which I've been trying to do. But yeah, when you feel like that, you go, everything's been said. So now what happens next? And you go, I think what happens next is people's kind of get like fatigued with like hearing
real fatigue.
Yeah, because you're just like, I fucking like, it's not even that I disagree. You're just like, yeah, I know what all the things you're going to say. I know that all the things they're going to say. And
there's nothing left to be really said about this.
Yeah, so it's an interesting moment. So
we have a new, I guess, set of things.
Yeah, so I think the underlying point that I was making is when I see people I know in real life being like posting like angry messages, you're just like, shut up.
Yeah, like Trump's an embarrassment. And they're like, well, you should have voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, or the other way too, man. If I see fucking,
like, I did vote for
yeah,
Kamala
sure, but
Harris.
if I see people like really mad, like they letting trans people out of women's sports, and they're like, you know, like really mad about it in the thing, and you're just like, that like your aggression doesn't match like the level of like the fact that we've been talking about this for 5 years.
they stripped Leah
It's not a
Thomas.
hot take anymore.
Dude, they stripped Leah Thomas of all her things.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, they stripped her all. Penn is like, you Penn's like, we're not gonna, and then like there'll still be people like, can't believe women are competing against men. You're like, it's kind of over.
It's kind of it's
like,
won.
it's over and you won.
Yeah,
and you're still complaining about it.
So I feel like a lot of times things are just not be treated with like the proper gravity, whereas like in my friend group, I always like to think of, you know, maybe what we do here, what I do in stand up, the sketches I make. I think of a lot of it like the way that I was in a friend group, right? Like if we were hanging out with a bunch of our buddies and someone came in like yesterday and they were like, can you believe the women, like we'd be like, no one in like our friend group would be like, yeah, like we'd be like,
Sure.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's gay. We all agree with that, but like it's also probably they lost. Yeah. So you go, I feel like there's way too many people coming on the internet with like the wrong energy for the moment that is existence.
I mean, they only have one note. They play one note and that's all they know how to do.
Bum, bum, dun, dun. I'm trying to do the Kanye note. Do you know the one?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
He has his own note?
I guess it's to toast for the douchebags.
I don't know that song.
Everything that I know. Johnny, do it. So I saw stand up. This is making me laugh so much. There's something so funny about like a stand-up comedian that's doing like really self-depreciating stuff and then getting in a fight with a heckler and then having to go back to doing self-depreciation. Dude, I saw it. I'm not gonna get too into it because I'm not gonna rat anyone out, but I was like thinking about this for like 2 days, how much it was making me laugh. Like a guy being up there and being like, I'm a loser, you know, no one likes me. Like I have trouble getting girls. And then someone being like, yeah, you fucking suck. Like, and then they're like, oh, I fucking suck. Fuck you, buddy. Like, oh yeah, you're so fucking great. Blah, blah, blah. And then it wraps up and he's like, So women don't like
Back to the act.
Yeah, you have to go back to like, dude, there's something crazy about like, because they go, you suck, and they're like, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, yeah, I do suck.
Like, imagine someone being on stage and being like, you know, I'm 500 pounds, like really fat, like obviously, and you're like, you fat fuck, and then the guy's like, the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not that fat. Anyways, I'm so fucking fat. I'm not that fat. Anyways, dude, I am so fat right now.
Yeah, isn't that like hilarious?
Oh, that is great.
I watched a version of it of someone yell at a heckler for saying what essentially like you're
Confirming them.
Yeah,
confirming what they're saying. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you do suck.
Yeah, it's almost like they haven't like updated their like comedy algorithm where like you're like, oh, you could do this self-deprecating thing and this works, and they go, yeah, but now everybody's heckling.
Yeah, but
right? Now it's like we're in the crowd work era of comedy, so like you have to kind of fit that in.
Yeah, how to respond once they start heckling.
Yeah, in the affirmative. Just like once everybody starts agreeing with you.
Yeah, you're fucking ugly. Like imagine a girl's on stage being like, you know, and obviously I'm not like the looker, and you're like, say that again.
Yeah, we were just talking about that just right when you got on, how fucking ugly you are. And she goes, what the fuck did you say to me? Anyways,
we agreed with you.
So fucking ugly.
Anyways, can we get him kicked out? So anyways, I'm ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go to the well with those tricks too many times.
So back to America Day, July 4th, which is going to be the, you know, it's kind of the outline. I have one of the funniest Reddit threads of all time, but underneath that, another thing, because Zohran's, he was obviously the big star of the news all this week. People have been slamming his eating habit because he was eating.
I mean, look, this guy's a fucking this guy is so full of shit.
He is the most.
Dude, have you ever seen the video where he does all those different videos and like all these different languages and different accents and stuff because he's like trying to reach like specific demographics?
Like he's a pro.
He'll literally like have a new accent. He has
this guy's a piece of bologna, and whether he eats that bologna with his hands or his fork depends on the audience.
His family has a net worth of like, his mom's like this famous director. It's like apparently his family has a net worth of like $20 million or something. He doesn't eat with his fucking hands.
That's who always becomes the communist.
Of course, but you're like, this guy doesn't eat rice in America with his hands.
Yeah. And by the way, this is what I'm, you know, my July 4th contribution, what I'm saying. No one should be. By the way, all the other cultures that are still eating with your hands, and they're like, that's just our culture. It's a worse culture.
I mean, some things you eat with your hands.
Listen, if I go to the Somalian food, which I kind of like, and obviously
once every 5 years,
or the Ethiopian food, which obviously always the joke was, you go to the Ethiopian food, what's that, an empty plate? But if I go, when I go to the Somalian food, the Ethiopian food, I'll eat it with my hands because you're supposed to. But like that's,
I mean, they don't have a utensil.
You guys haven't perfected a better system,
dude. If I go to an Indian place and I'm just like, can I get cutlery? We don't do that.
It's gross.
I'm not.
Grow up.
I wipe my ass with both hands. By the way, so it's like it's not an option.
Yes.
I get in there fucking double-handed.
You know how much shitter is on my fucking?
Dude, look at my fingernails, okay?
Paws.
It's like you expect me to put these things in my mouth?
Well, then I have some bobbing for curry because I can't put my hands on this.
Dude, I go fucking literally front to back with the left and back to front with the right, and I'm just getting in there. Yeah, the cradle. I'm going full cradle, and then I'm like supposed to eat with my fucking hands. It's crazy. Also, rice is the most ridiculous thing to eat with your hands.
Eating rice with your hands is fucking.
Dude, I was saying that's like literally. Dude, imagine I was making a video running for mayor, and I just have a fucking bowl of cereal, and I'm just like eating it with my hands. You'd be like, this guy's psycho. I'm just like, oh, this is good. Yeah, totally normal way to eat a bowl.
Fruit Loops.
Yeah, Fruit Loops. Just
you know, because I grew up poor. I was so poor, we didn't even have a knife.
Yeah.
Or a spoon.
I'm pretty sure you lived in South Africa for 3 years or some shit.
You go, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'm cultured.
Yeah, I'm cultured. I'm just fucking like.
Also, I beat my wife.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch with my goddamn hands.
Imagine he's doing different videos.
Yeah, he's really getting granular on it.
He's doing a video for like the California people. He's like, hey guys, well, obviously, the wife, whatever she wants,
sure.
I control. She tells, she calls the shots here, and then they make a video for their like
the Sharia folks.
The Sharia folks. These fucking beach. You shut up. Oh, you shut up. You get hurt real bad.
Yeah. Then you bring her in. She's got full burqa with just 2 black eyes. That's all you can see.
Doing different videos.
Because I'm just like one of you. We're both the same.
And then he's talking he makes videos for the black guys. He's like, I got the side piece when she acts up. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. It's like, dude, imagine going to a dinner with some woman who's like a fucking $20 million director, like fucking huge director.
And then her son, you go, what's your son up to? You go, he loves he loves redistributing wealth.
Sure, I mean, that's Hollywood.
My little boy seizing the means of production.
Sure, like a Hollywood thing. You go, yeah, that's normal. But it's like you go to like some fucking Michelin star restaurant with this chick where it's like the type of places she eats at and she's just eating with her hand. Like,
yeah.
This chick does not fucking eat. His family does not eat with their hands.
No. And then they tried to say, they go, wow, well, people eat pizza with their hands. They go, sometimes, but also pizza has like a thing underneath.
It has a handle.
It has a handle.
It has a built-in handle.
There you go.
Edible handle.
You would have said it better than I could.
Yeah. You're not fucking grabbing 400 pieces of rice. Just makes no sense to eat rice with your hands.
Agreed.
Yeah, unless you don't have color.
Also, they tried to get mad at Dinesh D'Souza.
Yeah,
you know him.
Yeah, I know Dinesh.
Because Dinesh D'Souza is, I guess, his son-in-law. So Dinesh D'Souza has like a daughter. I
did her podcast once, actually.
She's kind of cute.
Yeah, I did her podcast.
And then she's married to like some guy or whatever. But then Dinesh D'Souza, basically, I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, Brandon Gill. That was the guy's name.
Like a congressman or something?
He's a congressman or something. He was like trashing this stuff or whatever. And then they were like, oh, yeah, well, your dad is Dinesh D'Souza and your daughter's this. And I was like, I don't think you understand like Indians. These Indians hate those like poor Indians that are eating with their hands.
They don't eat with their hands. Let me tell you what. They also use toilet paper.
Yeah, but there's different. I'm saying these Indians do not like the other Indians. You know what I mean?
No, I mean,
it's like
biggest caste system on earth.
That's what I'm saying. It's legitimately like going up to a guy in like a Victorian Hampton house and you're being like, they're talking shit about trailer parks.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, we hate those people.
Yeah, we hate those people a lot.
I've
literally, dude, I know tons of Indian people. I've never seen one eat a meal, like a sit-down dinner with their hands ever.
I'm surprised that Jewish people in New York don't come together and be like, we hate those Middle Eastern Jews. And just like actually.
Which Middle Eastern? Like in Israel?
Yeah.
I mean, some of them do.
But not enough, though. You always kind of get forced.
The thing is, a lot of them are fucking from New York.
Now
in Israel, there's like, dude, like all those.
Okay, yeah,
like
you're right.
West
All the people
Bank
that came
settlers
there.
and
All
stuff
right,
are all
I take
from
it back.
New York.
Well, this is for this July 4th. It's no gay shit, no fat chicks. Keep them cold. Hegseth is stripping Harvey Milk's name from the Navy ship.
Good, the guy's a fucking pedophile.
Well, this article's not fucking happy. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
This is not a happy camper.
Harvey Milk, if you look at his history,
it doesn't look great.
He did some fucked up shit, man. He's like this. He was like banging fucking teenagers, and like one of them like killed himself or something because of him, and like got him on drugs. And
they're not happy about it.
No,
Get rid of him.
Not a good guy, Harvey Milk.
Well, I mean that happens with a lot of these guys,
Yeah.
What was the guy that what's his name? The little chubby shooter guy. He shot a guy and he ended up being a pedophile. The Antifa guy.
What?
The Antifa guy. Remember, he was
the Antifa guy. Oh, no, not Rittenhouse.
Yeah, Rittenhouse.
Oh, Rittenhouse is. Oh, yeah.
He shot a guy that didn't he? One of the guys he shot ended up being.
They were all pedophiles.
A lot of pedophiles.
That was literally the funniest thing. Is I saw some, this is not my thought, but there was like some tweet where it's like literally you go shoot a bunch of people at a fucking like leftist rally and they just all turn out to be pedophiles.
Well, your fucking boy Alan Dershowitz had his fucking comment.
Dude, read the room, Dersh, we get what you're saying, man, but read it's one of those things where you're just like if OJ Simpson had some fucking point about like weapons laws, you're like, not your place to say it anymore, OJ.
So Danny's distancing himself from Dershowitz before we play the clip. You can see.
Hey, I don't want to get sued, man.
Some people are making.
We don't have insurance on this podcast.
Some people watching have noticed that Danny is distancing himself from Alan Dershowitz.
End the podcast right now. It's gonna be you're gonna be tuning in next week, and it's just gonna be called the fucking Dershcast.
You think I'm gonna do a formal apology for playing this?
Probably. Dersh is gonna get it.
He sues us like he sued Mohammed Hijab.
I know, dude. This guy loves to sue, man.
Well, this is what Alan Dershowitz, Danny's best friend, says about age of consent.
About 20 years ago, I wrote an article in the Los Angeles Times in which I said the age of consent for sex is way too high. It's 18 in many states.
Way
it's
too
18
high.
in California. It's 18 in Florida. The average age where sex is commenced in California and in Florida is 15. So what the law was doing was making millions of people, literally millions of people, criminals every day. So I wrote an article saying, the age of consent shouldn't be 18. They shouldn't have a law which so violates the norms of society.
The end of it's the best,
People
though.
having sex at 15, 16, 17. All right, why shouldn't a
Here we go.
17-and-a-half-year-old girl be able to consent to having loving, consensual, wonderful sex with an 18-year-old boy? I can't imagine what hit the fan.
He goes, you can imagine. That was my favorite part.
Way too high.
Dude, imagine being arguing, though. He goes, way too high. You go,
Way too high.
What's the problem? You go, you don't think that a teenage girl can have loving, wonderful sex? You go, don't describe the teenage sex as
Dude.
wonderful, Alan Dershowitz.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck this guy's thinking here.
What was the point of
First
this?
off, I get what he's saying.
Yeah, you do.
Like where his point is, he goes, if you're like 18 years and 2 days and you go have sex with a girl who's 17 in some states, it's like a felony, right? And they're having. I remember there's like this football player who like literally like got.
No, listen, it's the same thing as like people arguing any of this stuff where they go, okay, for example, like you can't have sex with your cousin most places, but maybe your second cousin, like. You never want to be the guy like arguing.
Not when you've been to Epstein Island that many times.
Yeah.
Like just like
Yeah,
fucking.
you've been but
dude, you don't have any other legal thoughts? Like that's your only thing that you have like that you want changed? Is that the one thing? You're like, you've been to Epstein Island so many times. Pick a new thing, man.
That is
Like
true.
you're not the only
I
person who
forgot
thinks
about
this,
that.
by the way. Like he's not the only person who probably.
Well, I mean, obviously, some states are 17, some states are 18, so there's obviously some debate or whatever.
yeah. But there's like, I'm sure there's legal scholars who are like also putting this forward. Let them have this one.
Exactly.
Dersh.
Maybe this isn't.
And also way too high. Like that implies you're like, let's cut this shit in half.
I told you, loving sex, loving, wonderful sex. That's like, I was like, so I can have wonderful, loving sex with my cousin? You go, dude, you're just arguing this weird.
Yeah. You're like, literally, shut up. What are you doing?
Was that a Beastie Boys lyric where they go, something, they take on Alan Dershowitz?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Like this guy has literally nobody left around him to just talk any sense into him.
Yeah, this is a little bit of like you're like at the age where you just say whatever the
I
fuck.
just don't give a fuck. Yeah, I guess.
You just say anything?
I mean, I will say like his reputation is absolutely in the gutter. So
his mind's in the gutter too.
mine's in the gutter, but his reputation, like in his mind, he's like, this is how I fucking salvage the Dersh right now. This is how I leave a legacy is lowering
Sure.
the age of consent all over America. Call it Dersh's law.
Grass on the field.
Hey, congrats, man. Yeah, like crazy.
Well, they weren't happy with Hegseth. They said he's getting rid of this pedophile, and they said it's weak and insecure. They go, in a display of weakness, infantile weakness, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered to remove the iconic gay rights activist from the ship. Fake tough guys like Hegseth in the Trump administration mistakenly equate toughness with being a complete expletive.
Oh, a-hole?
A-hole. His plan to scrub Harvey Milk's name is peak insecurity. So they're saying, make no mistake, behind these decisions is an administration limply fighting back against any incursion of the power of straight white men, wholly aware that people with real power need to exert their will on others, do not need to exert their will on others. So
Sure.
they're saying it's actually pretty gay to get rid of gay guy's name.
Yeah. Again, pedophile.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty reasonable.
Well, I always, the part that was kind of making
I
me
mean,
laugh.
dude, they fucking are like tearing down his great grandpappy statues.
Yes.
And for what?
For what?
For nothing. For nothing. And then they're like, yeah, we want to take a pedophile's name off this ship. And they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny that there's kind of like two funny parts of it. One is that they're just like, because they know that his name is represents our fight against like straight white men or whatever, and you're just like, okay, so you admit that this was a fight against him. You go,
Yeah.
so then it's pretty reasonable. Then he would want it gone.
Yeah. For
You go, it's like your girl being like, you're like, I want to get rid of this thing. You go, oh, you just want to get rid of this thing because it's against you, and you're like, so you admit that it's against me.
Yeah. Did you see, by the way, I don't think we talked about this. We didn't talk about this, but this is a similar thing. Did you see the street in Vancouver that changed their name to like the native name or whatever? And
No, what's the native name?
So it was originally called Trutch Street in Vancouver, and it was obviously like the guy said a racist thing 400 years ago, so they had to rename it. And then this is what they changed it to. It's not English though.
Oh, I'm going to read it.
You can't read it.
Stop it. You're not fucking
I
serious.
swear to
right
God,
now.
dude, they did this.
This is in Vancouver.
This is in Vancouver 2 weeks
This
ago.
is the dumbest thing
So
I've ever seen in my life.
It translates to musqueam.
SX small W
tiny high
M,
W
upside down
M,
E
upside down E, a 0 with a line through it. K small W
upside down E Y with an I over top of it.
So, anyways, all these
This
people,
is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
dude. So like now it's like coming out, and like so here's like this is from
Dude, the amount these people have literally. They're
Dude, this is
fucking lobotomized.
So this is from Global News. A Vancouver man says institutions unable to recognize new Indigenous street name. So you got to go change all your shit, right? It's like they change your street name, right? And he's lived on the street for 40.
Now we have to change alphabets on computers.
For 40 years, and so he's now like, I have to go change all, dude. Like your license, like you have to go change everything.
You have to put that on your license.
And they're like, we don't have
Shut
these
up.
characters. Dude, he's like literally calling, like the fact that they did this and like did not think, they're like, oh, like
you could never give someone your address because
dude, Uber Eats are getting sent to the fucking moon. It's like they don't know where to go.
it is like,
It's like not even in English.
dude,
That is-
what is wrong with these people?
Dude, it is so funny that like, and it's like, you know, anybody could predict it. You go, this is going to be a nightmare. And I'm sure all the people on the street were not like love, like this isn't like, cause I remember there was like up north in Ontario. I actually knew someone who lived, or like, it was like a friend of a friend who lived in, I think it was Swastika, Ontario.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? And I think they did change Swastika, Ontario. but
Swastika's a tough name.
those people were all like,
Yeah, please, yeah.
we're good on that. This is like, literally, the people are like, I can't change my fucking shit. They're like, I like my hydro bill.
Yeah, that's like being on like Racist Guy Boulevard.
yeah.
Boys, what a great time for me to tell you about Marek Health, because I just went back for my second follow-up appointment and did all my blood work. And let's be real, most doctors don't care about optimization. They check your basic labs, tell you everything looks normal, send you packing on your way. Meanwhile, you're still feeling tired, your performance is slipping, you know something's off. That's where Marek Health comes in. And by the way, I was getting involved on this granular level where I'm like, okay, this is something that I'm looking to fix. This is not that big a deal. And then I go, also, I had like 5 things that I was taking in the morning and then 1 thing at night. And I was like, I don't really want to have like one random thing I take at night. And it was just kind of like, is there any way? So then we changed it around and found things where it's like, well, I want to have the all one
All
day.
at once, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like all sorts of things like that where it's, they help you figure out just like the best system.
Just trying to optimize things, you know? And
Yeah.
there's no way to optimize, you know, your health if you don't track it. That's
There's no way to optimize if you don't
No way to
track
know.
it. Yeah, there was some weird things I didn't realize. Like my, like I kind of had weird blood pressure high where I'm on like a low dose of like baby aspirin.
Oh, really? You got the high
I think it's just genetic. Yeah.
Yeah, I got high blood pressure. Well, I did have high blood pressure.
Yeah, you sort of got it under control.
Silent killer.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might have been, there might have been some other factors like the sleep and this and that. So we'll see. But yeah. Anyways, the bottom line is you go through all this stuff. Marek's not your typical doctor's office. They're a next level health optimization platform that listens to you, runs advanced lab testing, helps you optimize your hormones, metabolism, overall performance. Whether you're looking to boost energy, gain muscle, or just feel like your best self, Marek gives you the tools to make it happen. The best part, you get 10% off your order right now when you just go to marekhealth.com. Use the code BOYSCAST at checkout. You can do the guided optimization program and get a dedicated health coach, or you can, if you're more of a do-it-yourself guy, you can get the self-service lab test and take control of your health in your own terms. So just go to marekhealth.com, use the code BOYSCAST at checkout, tell them we sent you, MAREK health.com, and with the code BOYSCAST, you will get 10% off. We are now changing your street name to Dicksucker Avenue.
At least you can spell it. At least you fucking call the bank and you go, yeah, I live on Dicksucker Avenue. I don't know. The last guy was kind of racist, so live on Dicksucker Avenue now.
How is this supposed to be pronounced? Do they say?
It's like Musqueam. It's pronounced a Musqueam View. Is how it's pronounced, but then just call it that. It's like not enough to call it that. They go, we're using
The country's a sinking fucking ship.
Dude, but they're just like, yeah, we're using literally a like alphabet that nobody knows. Like maybe, 500 people know or something.
Oh, Danny, you wrote an article. Queer spaces should be open to Jews like me.
Here's my article. Queer spaces should be closed.
Closed. Queer spaces should be open to Jews like me. So it's kind of they did it like a musical. music. This is a musical by Danny Polishuk. Queer spaces should be open to Jews like me. Well, why don't thou welcome into a queer... Like something like that. This is all I had on my desktop. It wasn't the best thing. This wasn't the best music.
Got some Slam Frank vibes.
It does. That was not the best music. What I wanted was more like, why am I?
Why am I
Yeah.
gay?
Nobody's
and
listening.
Jewish.
How could you give me with both? As if one isn't bad enough.
Has God forgotten me?
Twice.
Has God forgotten me again?
He chose me, then he unchose me.
But I'm gay and a Jew. You cursed me times 2.
I will kill you, and I take it in the poo. The poop shoot for free. As long as it's free, you can have sex with me. This is the story. This is the story of a Jew.
Of a Jew.
Of a Jew who sucked all the dicks. Refusing to denounce Israel or simply being Jewish, in my experience, is enough to get you unfriended, boycotted, denied services, or kicked out of queer spaces. Right now, too many queer Jews are being erased for not for what they've done, but what they think, but for who they are. This isn't social rejection in clinical terms. It's what we call traumatic invalidation, the delegitimization of one's identity or emotional identity.
I don't know why we're supposed to pretend like queer spaces are inclusive.
They're actually, by definition, exclusive.
Yeah, they're like quite exclusive.
The most exclusive spaces.
I mean, show up and just
You're
be
only
like,
allowed in here if you suck a dick.
literally show up and be
And
like,
you
it's
have
Adam
one.
and Eve and not Adam and Steve, and just be like, see
how included you are.
Yeah. All right, you're just figuring this out now?
I'm just a gay Jew.
I'm a gay Jew.
Actually, I got a better one than gay Jew. Hold on. I've had this on my desktop forever. I never forgot to do it. Hold on. This guy is gay and Asian. Ready for this, Danny?
Yeah.
Gaysian, I'm Gaysian, and it's complicated. I'm Gaysian. I got all the baggage of being Gaysian, but I wouldn't have it any other way, cause I know that living every day being so. Gaysian can't be taken for granted. No, living life as a Gaysian.
That's,
I'm a circle living in a world full of squares, just trying to fit in.
Look at how he's actually doing this live, too.
As a Gaysian.
Just living life as a
I
GAY.
want to know what that event was. Those people do not seem
Danny
happy.
Fest. Danny Polish.
See how much the Ryanfest is blowing up?
What's the real one?
Yeah, they had a huge one this year.
Ryan Leaders thing?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's involved anymore.
I don't know if he's involved, but he started it, right?
I think he was original.
Or he was like one of the main guys.
They told you. They asked me to be a speaker at it.
Dude, it's like blowing up. They had something. They all went to like a Yankees or a Red Sox game or something, and then like I saw something where they were
So
interviewing all
funny.
the Ryans. Big one. It's big deal now.
I'm gay and I'm Jewish. GAYA.
GAYJE.
That's the type of guy that imagine you had like a girlfriend and she was like, oh, I want you to meet one of my friends. And that guy shows up and you're just like, no, can't do it. Oh, I guess you're the boyfriend. You're like, no,
No.
nah.
No.
I
I'm
think
not
I'm
sitting through this song.
I don't think I'm going to be doing it. GA.
What? Yeah.
That was yours. JEWISH. So, this is probably my favorite Reddit recently. So it's called the Femboy Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not trans people.
No. It's just femboys.
Yeah, so femboy, a man who enjoys feminine presentation, is not the same as being trans. You do not need dysphoria or feel like a woman. So basically, you're a man. You just like to dress up in women's clothing. Nothing weird about that.
Nothing weird. Nothing.
Nothing.
Gay.
Nothing gay. Nothing trans.
No.
So
Nothing.
I'll share. I don't know if you had any favorite ones that you wrote down, but mine was first. This is probably my favorite one. I told my dad, bro literally said, hold on. So I told, he goes, I'm sorry, this one's a little complicated because he goes, I told my dad update. My dad literally said, hold on.
This was the best one.
And then my dad disappeared into his room. I said, all right. Then he came back out. Yeah, he's getting
the belt.
At this point, you're thinking, you just told your dad, I dress up like a woman, I wear a dress.
I'm a femboy. He goes, I'm going to beat that out.
Dad said, I need a second.
Yeah, let me just collect my thoughts, do some push-ups. I'll be back.
Dad blew off some steam.
Sure.
Yeah, your dad just says, give me a second there. You just hear him in the other room.
Puts the pillow on his mouth. God damn it.
And then his dad comes back. So, how long has this been going on?
No, it was not even that. It was.
He says, Dad comes back out and he says, you'll never guess what happened. He was a femboy too. He showed me some pictures of himself when he was in his 20s. He had long flowing hair, was wearing a skirt. Oh my God, I'm freaking out in a good way. I guess it's in my blood.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That was the best one.
Real chip off the old block.
You told your dad. You told your dad you like to dress up like a girl, and your dad goes,
comes back, and you're like, oh, I don't know how he's gonna act. He goes, son,
look at this book.
Never been prouder of you in my life. I have something to tell you that I never shared with you because I thought that you would judge me, but I too was a femboy.
I too like to dress up like a half man, half cat, half woman. Little girl.
I mean, the best is all these people who are like, this is not the this is like, I've been on here for an hour and everybody keeps posting photos of their cocks.
That's so funny. So that's a huge problem. There's obviously racism and transphobia are big problems, but the biggest
number one problem is dudes show up and they go, I'm a femboy, here's my cock. And they go, no,
that's not what it
this is not. I don't know why you thought you could just show up to r/feminine boys.
There's a huge problem in feminine boys but they said there's another one, like, guys, this is not femboys with a Z. This is femboys with an S for feminine boys. There is a feminine boys Reddit where you can post pictures of.
Sure, yeah. There is that. That is its own thing. It's understandably that you got confused between the two.
The femboys Reddit is one of the funniest things.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of problems like that, transphobia, racism, and
sure.
Like Danny said, there's always mods coming in being like, and these mods are, they've been here for a while, so they're smoking a cigarette. Like, I can't.
One of those really tiny cigarettes.
I can't tell you this
really
anymore.
Skinny cigarettes. You're like,
just a manager that's had enough. He's like a the mod from this is like a principal that is just.
I mean, they're trying to keep this thing alive right here. They're trying to. I mean, this is the most recent post that says, "Excuse me, what the fuck? I am a minor, so I was just chilling on Discord, and suddenly I get a DM. I open the DM, and man, this person put a picture of his snake uncensored. Like, what the fuck? I'm still in shock and have reported, blocked, and moving on from this. You go, yeah. You hanging out in our femboy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to
see some cocks.
Hang out with some bros, by the way.
Yeah.
Because only bros. Because that's another thing that they have is a lot of trans people being like, hey, that might be my favorite, is the girls that go, hey, I'm a trans man. Can I be a femboy? So they go, I'm a woman that transitioned into a guy and I want to dress up like a woman.
I just want to be a feminine man.
Dressed up like a woman. You go, so back to normal. And you go, No. I'm
not a masculine.
No, I'm
woman.
a man now.
I'm a feminine woman.
I'm a man.
What is the difference?
Your fucking head's exploding.
Yeah, what is the difference here? Here's a good one. My girlfriend left me because of cross-dressing. I recently tried cross-dressing. I was so happy and excited when I first did. I looked super cute and I loved my clothes. I bought.
You did.
I wanted to share with my girlfriend since I was so happy, but she got super weirded out and stopped messaging me as much and kind of acted grossed out and eventually broke up with me. Couldn't have seen that coming, huh?
Yeah, there's some people that are just getting into the game and they're like, hey, just told the girlfriend didn't go great.
Didn't go great. She said she was going shopping for makeup. I figured I'll tag along. I'm into that now.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, it's not really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you came home, I was wearing a skirt. She goes, going to a Scottish wedding? No. As some of you know, I work as a teacher in a trade school. A lot of blue-collar workers, like a mechanic school. I grew out my hair, wear pins, and Friday, I painted my nails openly for the first time in a long time. Anyways, so I was wondering if this person happens to live in Burlington, Ontario. So, she teaches, by the way, not trans, sorry.
Not trans.
Shop teacher. Dresses up like a woman.
Oh, yeah, this might be the person.
I'm wondering if it's the Burlington girl.
But it's not in Burlington anymore.
Anyways, later in the day, I walked into the teacher's lounge to drop off some paperwork, and a group of a-holes were in there. They didn't see me walk in, and I busted them making fun of me. They were too busy talking to notice I was standing right behind them, and I said, hey, just so you assholes know, I was in the army for 10 years, 3 combat tours to Afghanistan, beautiful wife, 3 kids, and I worked a trade where I'm constantly exposed to high voltage, motor stripped, and razor blades. High voltage
Motors strapped with
razor blades.
Seems dangerous.
But if you think that I paint my nails and that negates my manhood, well, then you didn't have much manhood to begin with. But we can let HR make that decision.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a chick. Sounds like a real chick move. I'll see you at HR.
I don't even know where to start with this. Dude, you're a teacher. You go, the manly shop teacher decides she starts dressing like a woman and painting nails, right? And then you're like, they catch her being like, yo, you got a load of fucking Dave, what he's doing? He's dressing like a woman right now. And he goes, if you think me wearing a dress makes me less of a man, you go, you're fucked.
I mean, look, that is a pretty ballsy move.
Oh, yeah? I did 3 tours in Afghanistan. Call me a woman to my face. And you go, well, then why are you dressing like a woman? You go, so somehow this is not manly? And you go, isn't that what you're going
Isn't that
for?
the whole thing, femboy?
Yeah, you go, in the
what's
title.
fem short for?
Yeah, you go, oh, somehow this makes me less manly? You go, yes, I think wearing a dress makes you a little less manly. You go, explain my tour in Afghanistan.
I mean, you're the only guy in the fucking CNC shop with his midriff exposed, so that's something.
If you think, okay, I'll tell you what. If showing up to your tech job wearing a dress, painted nails, and women's makeup doesn't negate your manhood, being in the Femboy Reddit, that's got
an active poster.
An active poster.
You have a lot of flair in the Femboy Reddit.
You're dressing like isn't that crazy to be like, oh, so dressing like a woman makes me less of a man? And you go, do you not? Isn't that what you want?
Yeah, isn't that the goal here?
Isn't that the goal here? That you're...
I mean, look, if you want to piss this guy the most off, it would be if everybody just goes, yo, we are not acknowledging this shit. Just like nobody.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, just nobody acknowledges it. And then he'll get really pissed off.
He wants it to be acknowledged.
This is definitely an attention thing.
For sure.
Absolutely.
He's going to be showing up with like more and more makeup, then high heels one day.
Hey, Gordo, I fucking love the nails today, eh?
Yeah, you just completely ignore it. Like he comes in, he's got the high heels and dress.
Oh, what shade of red is that now? Where'd you get that? Sephora? The wife might like that, eh?
Hey, Gord. Then you go, hey, I saw earlier where you told the other teachers that this doesn't make you any less manly. So do you want me to say that you're manly or not manly? I'm kind of getting mixed signals here. Like, are you trying to be manly? Because if you're hoping to be manly, I don't know if this is really doing it for me. But
yeah, I don't know.
I swear to God, the table scattered like roaches when the lights came on. I made the report to HR, and that's funny. So, I mean, I guess the HR is a girl, but like, imagine being the fucking, if you're a dude HR guy, I guess that fucking, the shop teacher comes in with like, he's wearing a dress, high heels, he's, got fucking red lipstick on. He's like, hey, Gord, what's the problem? He goes, teachers are saying that I'm not manly.
People in the shop were commenting on my attire. Yeah, they're gonna.
You go, what are they commenting on? They said I'm fucking not manly.
And he goes, you're not, though.
So should they be calling you manly or not manly? Well, then my friends in the Femboy Reddit said that.
I mean, maybe he's dressing up as like a wrestler or something. That's what he's going for. Because, some wrestlers go pretty feminine, but they're pretty manly.
Sure.
Maybe that's what in his mind. He goes, no, I'm like the ultimate warrior.
Yeah, that's fine if you want to go with I'm a wrestler.
Yeah, if he goes, this is more like wrestler chic kind of thing.
And I have a wife. You go, what does your wife think about this? We're divorced.
She does not love it.
Oh, if that's less manly, then why did I serve 3 tours and I have a wife? Oh, why'd you get discharged from the army? They said that I was mentally unfit. Oh, okay, you still with the wife? The wife left when I started dressing up like a woman.
You see your kids much? No, not much.
No, I do not have any custody of the children at this particular moment in time.
I don't know.
Hey, Cordo.
Tough being a feminine boy, man. Tough being a feminine boy in Jewish spaces.
Tough being a Jewish gay and a feminine boy. At this particular moment in time, no, I do not see the kids or the wife, and I have been removed from my pension at the army due to being dishonorably discharged for lack of sanity.
Do they consider themselves queer?
No,
They're not queer.
Straight as fuck.
They're straight. Totally straight.
I swear to God, the table scattered like roaches when the lights came on. I made the report to HR, informed their former supervisor, made the decision to apply for all the open positions of their manager. So,
I mean, I guess if there's like an element where you're like, I'm trying to be like David Bowie, like kind of androgynous, but like there's only a certain kind of guy who can pull that off. It's a hard one to land right there.
yeah, and you probably want to be in the artistic field.
Yeah. Definitely not working at a fucking shop.
I don't know, the auto shop.
Yeah, the auto shop's not the place to do it. I'm sure in the 80s, like that existed, where there was like some rock guy who worked at a shop and like.
Yeah, but the rock guy, if you look rock and roll.
Exactly. Like you have to be
You're
rock
like-
and roll.
Yes, everyone gets that.
Yeah, everybody gets that. And you might get ragged for it, but you're like, yeah, I'm rock and roll, and you guys are a bunch of squares. But if you're just like already kind of like lighting the loafers, showing up to the shop, and
Yeah, but the rock and roll guy's a little different from just wearing high heels.
and you got to start as a rock and roll guy.
Yes.
Like if you fucking show up one day at your shop and you're a normal dude, and the next day you're a rock and roll guy, like that's
Again, also works a lot better if you're famous. Like if
Yeah.
you're 55 years old and you play in like a cover band at fucking Joe's Tavern,
Yeah.
it doesn't work as good. Like, if you work at Staples during the day and then you have your cover band, but you're also wearing like a cape to work.
yeah, not as good. I mean, you see a lot of them
Eyeliner.
in New York where you go. That might just be like a rock and roll.
That's what JJ said. It was making me laugh because JJ's such like a fucking, just like a dude, and he goes, everyone in Los Angeles has like a get up on. He called it a get up. It was making me laugh.
He's not wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to get up on. Okay, this person says, I don't know if I'm gay.
I gotta guess.
Normally I like to dress like girls, but the second alcohol touches my tongue, I make out with guys. So you're dressed up like a girl making out with guys. There's no clues. No way to get to the bottom of it.
No way to know. I mean, everybody has that problem. You just, you have a fucking half of a White Claw and you're just all of a sudden gay.
Exactly.
Start doing gay shit and go, am I gay?
I am gay. I am Jewish.
No, it's just the White Claw. It's just a side effect of the White Claw.
That's just the claw, dude.
Everybody knows that.
Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish. Everything I do.
You know what it is. Gay and Jewish, gay and
Everything
Jewish,
I
gay
do,
and
half
Jewish,
price
gay
at
and
the gay night. Like gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish. Do you have any deals for the gays? Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
That might be a fucking banger right there. Might have a banger on our hands.
I actually have a coupon for. I actually have a coupon for a Heineken. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay.
It expired 3 days ago. Will you accept it? Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
Do you mind grabbing this one? I forgot my wallet. Do you mind grabbing this one? I forgot my wallet. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
I forgot my purse. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
Can you grab this one? I see you have forgotten my purse. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish. Is it? Would you? No, I'll actually keep my coat and put it behind the vending machine.
I'll just hold it the whole time. Gay and Jewish.
I actually don't want to. $7. No, I actually don't need to check my coat. Gay and
$7
Jewish.
to check my giant fur coat. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
All right.
That's good stuff.
This person says she's not sure if they're gay or not. Oh my God! Please stop posting genitals in the sub. That's another one.
It's a real problem.
I know. Oh, this is yes. Just want to see, I just want to see guys like me in skirts, dresses, exchanging ideas. You guys have plenty of other subs that are specifically for that kind of thing. There's plenty of places on the internet for you guys to post your dicks. You don't have.
There are, but they don't get the thrill. You don't know what it's like posting your dick in the.
So this is another one.
Boy.
Your gentle reminder that this is for our femboy, not our femboys.
There's a part of me that wants to see what our Femboys is cranking around, but I know that's going to be a big mistake.
Yeah.
Our Femboys probably have an idea what that is.
So I've already reported 2 cocks in the last 5 minutes.
Hey man, don't. The thing is like if you just don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of just block and move on. I think maybe report and move on, but to be like posting like what?
I'll just have a club soda. I brought my own vodka. Vodka, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish. This person says, I'm done being a femboy. They're hanging it up. Do you see that one?
Yeah.
I'm done being a femboy. I'm hanging it up. I've realized that this lifestyle is a good. They do it like their suicide note from the femboys. I've realized this lifestyle wasn't what I thought it would be. When I started, I thought it would be about expressing myself, breaking free from the expectations of masculinity, and embracing something more fluid. But over time, I saw that it was not about that. It became more about fitting in.
Fitting into what?
That your mom's, your fucking girlfriend's skirt.
Yeah, like fitting in. What crew are you running with?
Fitting in, getting attention, and trying to be different.
Whoa. You're saying this stuff's about getting attention?
They're saying something about getting attention.
That's a bannable offense right there.
I'm surprised this person didn't get banned.
Surprised
Yeah.
that's allowed. Saying getting attention.
You think
That's
that
who I am?
Oh yeah, me showing up to my job as a shop teacher.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to get attention.
Glitter all over my face and fucking painted on cheekbones. That's for attention. No, it's who I am.
Because I want to wear high heels and a skirt when I change a tire. I'm looking for attention. Yeah, okay, pal. You okay there, bud?
Yeah, sure.
Now
bud.
I've heard everything.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either, man. No. I used to think they didn't get me, but I realize now they were right. I even threw away all my femboy clothes. It wasn't easy, but it felt necessary. That must have been a nightmare.
Like I even gave my girlfriend my sister all her femboy clothes back.
That must have been a tough night, man.
Oh man, when you realize you're not a femboy, and then you're just like, so what am I? You go, you're just a guy.
Hey, if you want to, hey, I noticed you're throwing out your femboy clothes. I'll take those off your hands. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish. I'll actually take
I know a guy in the garment district, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
I actually know. I can actually get those. I can make a profit on
my friend runs a consignment shop, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish, gay and
Don't
Jewish.
burn them. They're good linens.
That's perfectly good. You can use those for rags. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
I don't want them to be defined anymore. It's time to stop pretending. This person's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be defined by them anymore. It's time to stop pretending to be something I'm not and to focus who I really am. Thank you. It is funny.
I mean, that is like the ultimate attention seeker behavior, though, where you can tell this person is that because you wrote like a final for a bunch of random people. You go, goodbye, femboys.
Oh, dude, he's literally holding like his pair of like thigh-high women's bedazzled jeans, and he's like, I don't need you anymore.
Well, like to think you go,
we had a good run.
This community deserves an explanation of why I won't be posting here anymore. Goodbye, femboys. It was real.
It was real.
Real gay.
Do you think, the other posters are like, where has he gone? Chris.
What happened to Robbity Robbie?
Is that what it was?
What's his name? Robbity Robbie.
Robbity Robbie. He was just holding up like, woman's choker. Woman's choker necklace. Go on,
Now he's back.
Get out of here.
Now he's back to just posting in the Mario Kart forum.
Is that what he posts?
Yeah.
No, stop it.
He's back in the Mario.
You're all. I forget that you know how to do research and find out what other they posted.
Yeah. Now they're just back in the Mario Kart.
So he's still.
He just goes some random something about a bug in Mario Kart.
So he used to.
Oh, you know what
What does he post about the
There's
bug?
a bug? Is this? He goes, I was playing Mirror on base MX.
Is he chasing a bug?
He goes, and I don't own the booster course pass. Anyways, I finished a cup, and the credits for the booster course pass showed up. Why?
That's fucking hilarious. That he toggles back and forth by playing Mario Kart, and then asking if other people like dressing up like a woman.
Man, people are really starved for some kind of identity.
I am FTM. Trans guy, femboy. This is, yes, we exist. No, I'm not just a girl with extra steps. Contrary to what everyone
Contrary to what every person with common sense keeps saying.
No, I'm not taking anything away from real men by being a femboy. I don't think that's what anyone thought.
No, they're just
this is
like,
an attack on masculinity.
yeah, most people are very much like, let's get you institutionalized.
Let's get you at a comfortable
let's get
bed,
you
you
some
know?
the help you need. Because I don't need help.
And also, it's funny because no one asked this, too. She goes, yes, we exist. No, I'm not taking... Also, this is a girl pretending to be a guy pretending to be a girl.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, talks like a girl. No, I do not exist. Yes, I am... Yes, I do have gender dysphoria. Anything else? I've seen way too much transphobia in femboy spaces, specifically against FTM femboys. We exist. We are doing nothing wrong, and we're still boys.
Yeah, and there's some other people. Someone says, I'm awesome. I'm also a feminine trans boy.
I've seen way too much transphobia.
Ooh, this is, I don't want to click on
When
this,
I used to be a girl, now girl to a guy to a guy to a girl to a girl to a guy 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 and we're going girl to, and we're you don't think that could be a good song?
little Primus action. This person who posted that, they posted it, and I don't know, want to know what this subreddit is, but it's Femboy Gooned. What do you think that's about?
Dude, that's what was making me laugh. The Christian mom that was saying that she doesn't want her daughter to goon anymore. Or no daughter of mine will date a gooner. It's just so funny because you're like, that a Christian mother like 15 years ago would be like, you better be white and Christian now. She's like, can he not be like jacking off always?
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Can we just limit this?
What did the goon one say?
I just don't want to even click on it.
Oh, what is this?
Well, just posted into Femboy Gooned, and if someone says, "Is it gay if I look like this?" and then this person says, "Who cares if it's gay or not?"
I'll give you $5 if you click on it. Gay and Jewish, gay and Jewish.
That's really gay and Jewish right there. Let's see the money.
Show me the money.
Let's see the 5.
Show me.
Sigh. Let's see the $5.
That is so funny. I'm a non-binary person. Can I still be a femboy? I really like the femboy aesthetic. I really trying to feel it out so I can decide if I like it. Can I say that I'm a femboy even if I don't identify as a boy? These people are really.
It is weird because there's no photos in here. Nobody's like, here's my like photo like look of the day outfit.
I thought that's what it was going to be more of too.
Yeah, it's literally all just posts and there's no like, here I'm a femboy. This is
kind of like the rappers about rappers. All their femboy posts are just about.
Yeah,
femboy.
like I'm scrolling like nonstop and there's like legitimately nothing, no photos to even see what these.
Sometimes I'm ashamed to call myself a femboy, but you think it's not because of what you think. It's because they're racist. Seeing Twitter full of white supremacists, Nazis, transphobic, femboys like me, or femboys like that make me feel ashamed to associate myself as a femboy. I love my trans sisters. I just don't, because a lot of the femboys don't like the trans people. They're like,
of course they have their whole hierarchy, and they go,
I just don't know why there's so many extremist femboys. There's a lot of extremist femboys.
Like what kind of extreme?
But I just think it's so funny being like your dad. You go home to your dad and you're like, Dad, I'm ashamed of being a femboy. He goes, I don't want to be a femboy anymore. And you go, that's good, right? And he goes, because they're racist. Okay, I thought, all right. I don't want to call myself a femboy anymore. And you go, oh, because you're done with the phase. You go, no, because of racism. So close.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. This one says mixed reactions to wearing a skirt in school. Long story short, was in school today and decided to level up my game and take actual skirt looking.
Let's go.
Skirt. I was sometimes wearing black skirt that looks like shorts. Safe to say I didn't expect being called out and named slurs and made fun of 10 minutes after arriving by the classic wannabe gangstas.
The Wiggers don't like the femboys?
I mean, it wasn't just them, but it was probably.
We said it was the wannabe gangsters.
the one. Well, it might be just be.
Oh, right. Actual black people.
Yeah. Also didn't expect for homeroom.
I don't know why I'm picturing Wiggers.
Yeah. Also didn't expect for homeroom teacher and class assistant to be so surprised. I mean,
Yes, you. First of all, yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
And that's what you wanted.
yeah, you didn't think the cool black kids at school would be like, 6 skirt, yo.
Yo, you looking fly.
Oh, look who showed up in the skirt looking banging. Martin wearing that skirt. Oh, boy.
Oh, shit. Martin be dripped. Oh.
Couldn't have expected it.
Oh, shit, dog. Where you get that drip? You know I need some for myself.
I mean, look.
Don't be hogging all
I
the
will
drip,
say,
yo.
that's a tough move right there. If you're kind of like this weird kid in high school and you're showing up in a dress.
Trying to Bugs Bunny walk by the black
Man,
kids.
You're playing high school in hard mode right there.
I know.
That is nothing harder than that, except for maybe me. Gay and Jewish.
Gay and Jewish. What's up, black kids?
Hello, blacks. like what you see?
Hello, blacks.
Nah, pause. Hey,
Nah,
yo.
Hey, yo. yo, nah, dog. Hey, yo, Buzz. Do you like what you see, black? Well, hello. Black. Say it.
Brothers.
Hello. Well, hello, brothers. What's the problem? You never seen a femboy before?
Black femboy would be tough. I wonder if there's many of those.
Oops, I dropped something. I guess I'll pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
Pause, yo.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yo, Martin be fucking.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. Is like you decide to do this for a week, but you're like, that's you for all of high
No,
school.
you're that guy.
You don't come back. You're not
You
like,
can't come
I'm
back.
a jock now. Water under the bridge.
I, too, am a gangster now.
No. Doesn't work that way.
What up, my fellow blacks? Also, there's a lot of Indian and Indian femboys that say that they're not good at being femboys.
Why not?
I don't know. Apparently, the white
Their arms are hairy enough.
white and Asian femboys. I think that's a big part of it. Probably is that they're too hairy
What's the problem?
or they're big. Like black guys are too big to be for the good femboys, and the Indians are too hairy. I think.
Yeah, you gotta be a Twinkie.
Asians crush it.
Asians crush it for sure. Yeah.
Wait a
Like I wonder
second.
what the proportion of Asian top to bottoms are.
I think mostly bottoms.
Mostly
yeah.
bottoms, right? It's tough, man.
The femboy community has got a racism problem. I'm sick of hearing about my skin color makes me less of a femboy. So it's a big racism problem. It's so fucking hard to be a femboy in Egypt.
Yeah, all the stoning must be a real bummer.
This fucking this Reddit is crushing.
Yeah, you're literally like buried up to your fucking shoulders. You're like, I'm not gay. I'm just a femboy. You're like dodging rocks. I'm a femboy.
Not gay.
Not gay thing. It's like androgynous.
No, you're thinking of femboys where they post the photos. This is femboy.
No photos. Nothing NSFW.
Those dick pics were not supposed to be there. You guys, this is all a misunderstanding.
Some guy's like wheeling over a fucking boulder as you're trying.
Yeah. I'm straight. You don't understand. This is a subculture. We have lots more to talk about. Patreon.com/TheBoysCast. We will see all y'all over there. Keep the good time and keep the good times rolling. I'm going to play us out. Keep the good times rolling.
Peace.